clap.
Whoa.
I got covered in microfiber last night. It really was a horrible sleep. But,
Yeah.
hey, welcome to the Squad Goals podcast. I'm AJ, here with Phil on the main couch,
Hi, guys.
Taylor, and on the soundboard we got DJ D'Angelo.
Hello, everyone.
And it's episode 10.
It is
We made it
episode
to
10.
double digits.
Double digits.
It's a milestone.
We'll never be back down to single digits on this show.
Ooh.
How does it feel being on the couch?
Kind of weird. Not gonna lie, it's like everything's at you.
Everything's at you. You brought this on yourself.
It's whatever happens.
He's moving on up.
Hey, the World Cup's going on. Who's everyone want to win?
Apparently somebody wants Italy to win, but I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, since Italy's not in it. I don't know. I really don't know.
I just want everybody to win, you know? Like,
Yeah, we're all winners.
Belgium's gonna win it all. That's
Nah.
Oh, I mean that is a prediction, but Uruguay is right now the hot team right now.
Belgium. But I do have my
we
theory
have
on
fine chocolate.
who's going to win the next World Cup. I got my theory.
Okay, let's hear it.
People have called me woke. I've seen things going on in the world, and I can tell you, the USA is going to win the next World Cup.
Wow. I mean, after 40 years, they didn't make this one, so
Is that just to hype up the World Cup coming in 2026?
No,
Is this
I have my
is
reasoning.
this your
I have my
theory?
reasoning.
Okay. Let's hear
Because
the theory.
things are happening, the U.S. is making moves to build the best team. This is why I'm woke. I'm seeing connections that don't exist. What's going on right now?
Hold on, time out. Isn't that the whole purpose, though? You build a strong team.
Yeah, like there's.
But
the rest
how
of the
we're
teams aren't
building the
trying
strong
to do this.
Oh, okay.
What's going on right now in the news?
The World Cup.
World Cup.
No, something else. Big hot topic.
Immigration.
Immigration.
Are you?
Yes, you know. We are taking kids, keeping them in these like little camps. We are making the best soccer team that has ever existed. We have 5,000 kids to pull from.
Yeah,
They
but where
are
these-
going-
Where are these kids from, AJ? Let's just get this. You're
All countries that have World Cup teams.
all countries.
That have World Cup
It's
teams.
like almost every
Or
country.
like which ones? Which ones are those?
We have Mexico, Brazil, Argentina. Is Chile in it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Probably.
All South
Sure,
American
yeah.
teams. And guess what? Now we have a training camp ready. Out of those 5,000 kids,
I don't think
We-
that
It's not a concentration camp. It's a training camp.
out of all those,
they're training. They're concentrating real hard there, aren't they?
out of all those kids, we have enough for a team.
Chile
World Cup, next time, USA, we got it. They don't have parents to worry about to like hold them back. We're set. USA all the way.
I want to laugh, but it's...
It's a horrible topic, but
I'm telling you.
it's AJ's. I'm like, okay, come on, let's be real. Last week, how touchy was he on feminism? Let's be real.
What did I say about them?
Like-
Oh, the whole... you guys were just supposed to look cute in front of camera.
Well, that's what we were there for, if I'm correct. If I'm correct, there's someone in this room that said we should get a lot of views because we got girls on. And it wasn't me who said that.
And it stayed relatively normal. From...
Stayed.
It stayed very normal, actually.
It,
Actually, it dropped down a
was
little
on the couch, and it's not Taylor or me. I don't want to put him on blast.
Narrow things down.
I think people already got that point.
Yeah, you're on the couch now. That's what you get. You're in the hot seat.
Yeah, now you're a target.
It happens. Well, it's always a target anyways. Now it's just like even more.
How does it feel? Minus everything's coming at you. You feel comfortable?
It's okay.
All right.
Lukewarm.
I really had I've only had like 2 Diet Cokes, so
He's
I'm
clamming
like,
up,
Is
guys.
that
okay.
your comforting factor? Diet Coke?
Yeah.
Someone get this guy a Diet Coke.
Can we get a Diet Coke, someone?
I can't open the new one yet. No.
Remember the crew?
Because
Can we get...
we can't open the new one until The other one's finished already, but I can't open that one until I
yeah,
knew
for
it.
context, every week Phil brings a giant case of Diet Coke.
Doesn't
No one
finish
here
it.
drinks Diet Coke except for Phil. So now we just started using them as like weights to like hold down things. Like we have our microphones on a stool. Couldn't think of a better word for it, but it like tilts forward, so we use the Diet Coke to like balance it. We're just using Diet Coke as like
Diet Coke is
Equipment.
disgusting. That's the only thing that it can be used for. It's repulsive.
it's like a 10-pound weight we're using it for.
Hey.
Huh.
Hey, at least it's used for something, okay?
And yet more Diet Coke show up every week.
Technically, I didn't bring any today, so I just drink what was here.
I don't know how people drink that stuff.
I don't drink soda at
It's
all.
like a nasty version of regular Coke.
I don't drink soda at all. I
And
gave
it's
it
not
up
actually
like
it's
2
not
years
actually
ago.
good for you. I mean, it's sugar substitute, which is worse for you than actual sugar. Or
Did you guys ever go to like restaurants at the fountains and do like the little suicide
Oh yeah.
Yes.
thing? Go down the line.
Yeah. I do that now, but with like
Of course.
non sodas. Because like I'll do it with like lemonade, like all the flavors of lemonade, or like the Powerade.
The Powerade. You know, what is it? Is it Sprite and Blue Powerade supposed to taste like Baja Blast or whatever that is?
Yeah.
Mountain Dew.
Well, and when I was saying I do it on the fountains, I do it on those fancy touchscreen fountains that each one has
It's
different
got
flavor.
a
So I'll do like raspberry lemonade mixed with regular lemonade and maybe
Yeah,
a
with
little
a
bit
touch
of
of
lime.
Sprite.
Yeah.
Touch
But
of
isn't
Sprite, yes.
raspberry lemonade mixed with regular lemonade just a watered down raspberry lemonade?
No, because it's got more lemon.
Yeah. So it's just you're just watering down the raspberry.
Pretty
Well,
much.
you just want a touch of the raspberry. You don't
Yeah,
want too
it's
much
like
of
a
the
good
raspberry.
like little.
Well,
What happens when you like raspberry lemonade, though? Then
is that how you describe it when you like order stuff? When you're like, can you go light on the salt? I just want a little.
No, I like to do it at Disney World because all the other countries, their flavors, you do it there, and it's like.
Are you one of those people that is like, oh, the Coke in Mexico is so much better than here?
No.
It is. No. Seriously though, if you go to like Target or wherever you buy your pop from,
Wait, did you get any Coke in Mexico when we went?
yeah, I did. Yeah,
Was it better? In
I don't know.
I didn't. So
they
I feel like
they
the
use real
sentence-
sugar and it's better in a glass bottle. When you get
I've
a glass
heard
bottle-
that they use more natural stuff.
More natural
That,
stuff.
that- I will. That would make a difference.
I feel like you using the sentence, did you get any Coke while we were in Mexico? I'm expecting something completely different.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys were talking about soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but if you buy from it tastes better in a glass bottle. I think that's the way it should be prepared. But it's hard to get glass bottle for every single beverage you get.
So you're a Coke snob. Okay, whatever.
Can I tell my
I don't
favorite
really drink
story
soda often though.
from Mexico though? I don't think you were there with us.
No.
You were doing
Oh.
your own thing at that point. But because we all went like there's like maybe 6 of us. Yeah, right? There was like 6 or 8 of us and it was all couples.
Yeah.
It ended up just being like
8
a
of us.
couples
Yeah,
group.
it was 8 of us.
So for the most
No,
part
10 of us. But yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it was 10 of us.
Yeah, I thought I was including them. But so yeah, it was like maybe 6 of us. We were going somewhere in Mexico, and one of our friends, Enrique, he's Mexican. He speaks Spanish. He said, "Hey, I got you guys. I'll be the translator. Don't worry. We're not gonna get taken advantage of." And he was like, "I can haggle. I can do all this stuff." And we were waiting for a cab. The cab driver pulls up. He said, "How much to get to like the place we were going?" And the guy said like $50 or something, like American. It was like an SUV taxi, and he just goes, "Okay," and we're like, there was no hack. Like he froze and just went, "See," and then like, okay, we got to give him $50, and we're like, it's not that far. Like I think we're getting ripped off, and he's like, no, we're just gonna go with it.
These are regular prices, you know.
Yeah.
Like a good
What
guy.
Enrique did was he called up all his family and was like, all right,
Just
Is this an adequate pricing for this?
does his uncle still have that SUV? Cool, just meet us at the airport. This is when we get
you
in.
can get some 50. Because I'm pretty sure when we came back, it was like $20.
Same guy, too.
Same guy.
It was just, but he was hyping it up. Like I can.
Yeah. It was the same way at the restaurant too, right? Or the pool place that you guys went to with the food. He's just like,
I think so. I went back to the boat while like they were ordering food, so I didn't witness all that. Yeah. Well, and I'm sure he might be watching this. I don't know, but you know what? Maybe he should come on and defend himself.
Nah, he won't do it. He's too lazy.
Instead of sending his little fan club in the comments.
Phil's not getting a good spot on the couch.
No, it's not even that. I know Enrique too well, and every time we've ever invited him to do something like this, he's like, "Oh, I'll be there." No, he's never there. Like, how many?
Sounds like he went to Mexico to me. I don't know.
He did go to Mexico.
He did, but every time we've ever done things that involve filming, he'll be like, "Oh, I'll be there. I'll be good. It's cool."
Right.
No,
Bill got his confidence on the couch.
Never change the subject.
No, when it's Enrique, I will call him out every time because he likes to talk so much shit at work. I'm like, no, Enrique. Like, okay, if you're gonna be there, you're gonna be there. And I'm like, I have no faith in Enrique at this juncture to be here.
Yikes.
I think we gotta cut that.
The gauntlet is thrown. Okay.
I was just telling like an interesting story about him not haggling, and that took a turn.
No, it didn't. It really didn't.
Same idea.
You know, he'll defend himself when he gets here, if he does.
Jesus Christ.
Lighten him up.
Can we switch to sub?
We should have him duke it out in front of camera.
Ooh.
No.
Next podcast.
You know what we should get is
Phil
those...
Enrique.
Do you remember when we were growing up and they had those like giant like inflatable gloves? I
Yeah.
don't know what they were called.
Sock and Bopper.
Sock and Bop. That's exactly.
Sock and Bopper.
That's exactly
Sock and
what they were
Bopper.
called.
More fun than a pillow fight.
This is gonna sound bad, but I only knew one person who had them, and it was the blind kid that lived up the street from me.
Oh man.
Oh no.
I guess his parents were brutal. Why do you get your blind son sock and boppers?
Teach him to be a fighter.
Like,
He could be, yeah, he could learn how to be like a boxer, daredevil.
I don't think that's how it works. I don't think it's a real life.
Did you guys fight him?
Yes.
Yes.
I do kind of feel bad.
How did
but
that
we would
go?
make noise so he knew where we were at. Now that I'm thinking.
Play Marco Polo with him.
Yeah, now that I think about it, we
Run up behind him. I'm behind you. Bah, 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 bah.
Too late. It's gotta be quicker than that.
It's just like 3 kids around him.
Oh,
No, but he had like all the coolest stuff, all the cool toys.
But he didn't
was
have
also
eyes, so I
big.
guess it was a trade-off.
So, yeah.
Oh my god.
What other toys did he have?
I'll take sight.
I don't know. We had just a room full of like RC cars and
Okay.
all the gaming systems, which really confused me because I'm like,
You guys were jealous of the blind kid. The blind kid's just like, I just
Yeah.
want to see this stuff that I have.
yeah. Well, I think it was his parents were just trying to get other kids to come hang out with him because it was like
Oh, that's
we would
this
invite
is
like, oh, let's go play baseball. Oh, never mind, and I don't know.
Dang, we gotta bring Jeffrey.
Was he born blind?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually asked him that too. I was like, "Do you remember when you could see?" And he was like, "I've never been able to."
Oh, that's
Like,
That sucks.
well, I think my mom's calling me home. I gotta go eat dinner.
Well,
Skedaddle out of that.
at least he doesn't know what it's like to see. And then to have lost it.
yeah.
Kind of like being. It's like
So
being teased.
It's not
So it's
like
normal.
unseen
It's
and-
normal for him. I mean, he knows that he's different from the kids around him, but not being able to see is normal for him.
We had to have a sign put up that said like "slow blind child at play,"
Oh, man.
stuff like that. Yeah.
They need to put like a comma on those signs.
Oh no!
Because every time I see him, I always think it's like he's slow and blind.
Yeah, no, that's
Like,
mean.
this guy
Like, you'd
got
have to mention that
dealt
he
the
was
shittiest
that he was
cards.
slow too.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I'm like, that wasn't necessary for this. Like, there needs to be like a slow exclamation point.
Yeah.
Blind child
Slow.
at play.
Slow down. You gotta.
But
Excellent.
if you're only driving slow through a neighborhood because there's a blind child, are you an asshole?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you're whipping through a neighborhood where there are other children, but you only stop because you're like, oh, this kid's blind.
Oh, this fucking guy.
Yeah, we used to have this person, like, in my old neighborhood that would go, like, 80 miles an hour. From what I remember, it was probably, like, a hard 40 in real life. But
Still faster than he should be going.
Yeah.
people, like, parents used to chase him down. Like, on
They
foot.
ran.
Like,
They ran 80 miles per hour.
T-1000 Terminator style.
Because they would be like, slow it down. I think they try to get speed bumps, but you know what? I think they did get speed bumps.
At what age do you become that crabby guy that like get off my lawn or chasing down guys at speed?
My current age.
Yeah.
Oh, I am constantly like looking like if I owned a house with a yard, I would be like just staring. Like if a kid
waiting,
walked on, like get out of here.
Turn the sprinklers on.
Stupid kid.
They're just trying to cut through to go to the bus stop, and you're get off my lawn.
Yeah, like life has not gone well for me, and I'm gonna take it out on every child I see.
Also, this is kind of related. Growing up, did your parents ever tell you guys like stupid lies for no reason? And I'll give you an example. Like, my mom used to always tell me you can't take a shower when there's a thunderstorm out because you might get struck by lightning.
I've heard that too. Yeah,
I've heard that.
That is bullshit. Like, why even tell me? There's no purpose. It's not like when you like tell kids lies to kind of keep them from doing something you don't want them to.
Yeah.
But why tell me not to shower? You know, like
I hear socks in the house. Like you're supposed to wear socks when it's a thunderstorm too.
What?
What?
How's that even
that
correlate?
I don't know. Maybe it was a lie that was told.
I just know you're not supposed to touch like electronics at all. Like my dad touched the stove one time and got like shot up his arm because like you know
Speaking
like
of lightning, everyone put your socks on because there's thunder outside.
Like we are in Tampa.
My parents told me like a bunch of stupid. Mainly my dad. Like when I was little, because when you're growing up, you're like, oh, my dad would never lie to me. He would never mess with me. I used to always ask him like, oh, who invented this? And his answer is, I did. I fucking believed him. I believed him all the time.
Wow, Dad, you're so smart.
So like, we were driving down the road, and like shredded tires on the side of the road. My dad goes, oh look, it's an alligator. We lived in Colorado. I've never seen an alligator in my life. I fucking believed him. So we were like on a field trip. I was like first or second grade.
So you tell the stories, and now you look like a fool.
Yeah, like we were going to the zoo or something like that on a field trip. We're on the school bus, and I tell the kid next to me, I'm like, oh, look, it's an alligator. And the kid goes, no, it's not. That's a tire. I'm like, no, my dad told me those are alligators. And he said, your dad's a liar.
Oh.
So now, So we get into a fight, because he called my dad a liar. Fuck you, buddy. You know? And
my dad wouldn't lie to me.
I had to tell my dad that I was like, oh, yeah, it's because he said those weren't alligators. Tell him they're alligators. And he just starts laughing.
so
I'm trying to think, like...
He also told me he was an astronaut, but that's a different story.
Like, oh, well, I just thought of this. My dad told me this story on the way to work, or on the way to school, when he was, like, driving me to school a long time ago. It was, like, a 40-minute drive, because he moved to, like, Tampa, and it was, like, in Tarpon Springs, or something. But anyway, I digress.
Wherever we lived.
It was, like, a 40-minute drive. But, he was telling me the story of when he was a kid, and how, like, his friends all went to, like, this cabin, and they were having a fun time hanging out. I think they were like in high school, good time in this like kind of cabin in the woods. And then the kid's family who owned the cabin, their cat died. So they wanted to bury the cat. And the neighbor said like, hey, don't bury it there. Things happen. So they buried the cat there, and the cat came back. Then the story, a kid got hit by a car, boom, he died. So they buried the kid there, and he came back and like was different. Then I told my mom that story, like I didn't know like that happened, and she's like, "Oh, that's a movie, Pet Sematary."
I was like, "Wait a minute, that's Pet." I was to say that. I'm like, "Hey man, it
sounds so familiar."
It sounds so familiar.
I don't know if you were trying to fuck with us.
No,
yeah,
like
that's what I kind of thought too. I'm
like,
like,
this elaborate like tale, but I'm trying to think like another lie that's been told, like if you pee in the pool, there's a chemical that's gonna change your pee. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
there is that.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
They just tell you that so you won't pee in the pool.
Yeah, they just say that so you don't pee in the pool.
What? There's a chemical?
Yeah.
No? There actually is now.
Maybe now.
Now there is, yeah. Not when we were younger.
Yeah,
yeah.
but like
used in public pools.
I took a bucket of pool water and I peed in it to test this out, and it didn't change. And I went, okay, this is a lie. And
you know you peed in the pool, bro. No friend like you waited till you did this.
No, I was like maybe 7. I was like
come on, guys.
Really young, like to where I was like would have been shamed.
We're also talking about the guy who shit his pants at Taco Bell, okay?
But after that, woo, nothing's not nothing. There's all of that.
It's pissing in all kind of pools.
Now. It's a little weird when you don't even get in the pool to pee in it now. So.
You know what lie I just found out was a lie, and I always thought it was true? If you're driving at night and you turn the light inside the car on, that's illegal.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
And my mom told me the same thing.
I
Like, you
was
can't
told
turn that
that.
it's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like recently, like maybe 2-3 years ago. Like I was in a car with friends and someone had the lights on in my car, and I was like, oh, like I didn't want to be the guy to like say, hey, turn off the lights. I don't want a ticket, but I just let it go, and I was like, oh, I gotta keep an eye out for cops. And then I found out it wasn't like that's just a BS lie. I don't know why people tell it.
They probably appreciate it. Honestly.
Isn't there one that is,
They're trying to
actually
decide
is illegal though for lights and stuff? Around
Maybe
the car?
one state, like.
I don't think so.
Huh.
It's not like they're gonna put lights in your car for you not to be able to use them.
No, I'm saying like.
I was told that too. I've been.
Isn't
lied.
But and here's the thing: it could be one of those lies that your parents believe it because that's what they were told, and it's like,
yeah. It's
just
kind of like urban legend type.
yeah,
stuff.
where like, yeah, sure, like, but I can tell you, do you know anyone who's gotten pulled over for having the lights on in their car?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
At the
so.
time.
No, I don't know.
I got like a lot of those, and my dad just messing with me.
I'm trying to think of what other lies like I've been told.
Well,
Santa.
I know when like, you know, when kids.
Whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa!
They eat chicken.
Santa's
Whoa.
real.
yeah.
Santa
You
is
might want
real.
to bleep that one out. Sir.
You know, how, like parents tell
Guys,
kids,
Santa's
like,
real, okay?
Everything's chicken.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
that-
yeah,
that
yeah,
pisses
yeah.
me off.
What
Like,
is this? Chicken?
Everything is chicken.
they just tell them that because that's the only thing that they
My,
choose to eat.
my old roommate on St. Patrick's Day, we all had corned beef and cabbage, and their little 5-year-old son was like, "What is this?" She goes, "Chicken." He goes, "Oh, okay," and
And
then
they
eats
eat
it.
it. Yeah.
Like, it's fucking pink, you idiot. It looks nothing like chicken.
How did you guys find out Santa wasn't real?
My
Wait.
sister told. I had my doubts, and my
Hold the
sister
phone.
ruined it for me.
You had a sibling?
Yeah, we
maybe?
were like, we were driving. So our thing was Christmas Eve. We would go to my grandparents' house, do the whole family Christmas party thing, and then we would drive around and look at Christmas lights and go home. And my mom was said something about like, oh, we got to get home before Santa, or Taylor needs to get to bed before Santa. And my sister was like, Mom, he needs to know Santa's not real. And my mom was like, no, like, Taylor, you can believe in Santa if you want. And I was like trying to hold it together. I was like, no, I know he's not real, and it's fine. Yeah, no, I'm too old for that anyways. I was like 18, but you know.
This was last Christmas.
So, I don't know.
I found out, like, they ripped the Band-Aid off. My mom did. There was no, like, letting it off slowly. It was, I think I was in 5th grade, right? And we were in the process of moving, like, right around Christmas time. I think we were moving, like, in between Christmas and New Year's. So, like, everything was pretty much in boxes. And I remember it was, like, a week or two before, like, Christmas. My mom's like, hey, you know Santa's not real, right? Because we don't really have places to hide the presents, so we just have to put them under the tree now. So, you know, right? And I was like, same thing, like, yeah, I know. And I was like...
You try to hold it together because you're like, you don't want to look like them.
And like, there was a few kids, and they were like the rebels at that time, where it's like, oh, Santa's not real, and it's like, those kids are gonna end up in prison. Like, that's what you would think. Like, how, like, oh, they're just dumb, like, they don't know what they're doing.
No,
They're getting
They have
cold
no
this
spirit.
Christmas.
there's four of us in our family, so eventually we just figured it out. But at the same time, my parents, whenever like, oh, when we got older, like, oh, you know, we already know. They're like, you know, if Santa's not real, then you don't get anything extra. I'm like, Santa's real, Mom and Dad. Santa's real.
You know what I don't understand is why parents ruin the whole Santa not being real thing. Because Santa is the greatest way to get kids to act right during Christmas time. Like,
Oh yeah,
you don't go to bed. You don't want me to tell Santa about this, and they're like, well,
I would be
fuck
playing
no.
that card year round.
Yeah.
If I was a parent, not like wait
hey,
the month of
remember,
December.
Santa watches all year round, so.
Because I feel like parents really only bring it up in December, like maybe November. Like, hey, Santa's like making his list.
Yeah.
I would be in July, like, yo.
The day
Yo.
after.
I
Yeah,
got this.
Santa's watching.
Yeah.
Send yourself a letter from Santa. Be like, I regret to inform you that last week when you didn't clean your room, I had to put that on your checklist or whatever. Like,
You're on the naughty list
Oh,
now.
and they like when parents say they had like
creative
the inside connect with Santa, like, oh, I can call him up.
did your
Like,
parents ever call Santa for you?
no,
No,
I don't
no,
know.
not that I remember.
I don't know if this was just like a phone number they could call, or if it was just a friend. And my mom would just be like, "Oh yeah, you want to call Santa to tell him what you want?" And she would like dial a number, and it would be like, "Ho ho ho!" Like, "Hey Taylor."
I think there is like a
So
like a
now I'm starting
hotline.
to think it had to be a friend. I think my mom went.
It was too
way
personalized for it to
yeah.
just
I don't
be.
know. I think maybe there's like kind of like to keep the idea around like they do like have a number like to put people on that track to do that to trick little kids to thinking that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because
I just got
like
whipped.
if one
I just
friend
got
doing
whipped for acting bad.
Huh?
That's it. I just got whipped.
So,
Just bring out the belt and that's it.
done.
Missed those
Oh.
days.
Phone.
I was gonna say,
Don't.
well, I wonder what Jewish families do. Like, is there something they can tell their kids to be like, hey,
No.
you gotta straighten up this month? 'Cause it's not like they can't just be like, oh, Santa, like, we don't believe in Christmas.
The Nazis are gonna go. You gotta watch out. They've got a list and they're checking it twice.
Maybe this whole line out.
We have to restart the camera. And we're back.
We're back
We live.
from where we left off. That was weird.
That was a little bit of a weird conversation.
It was fine. It was fine.
It was a good joke, I guess.
It was real, but so what? Guess we can just keep on talking about what other lies we were told. What other urban legends too?
I don't know.
Like, did you ever hear the did you guys ever do Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Did it ever work?
No.
No.
I'm still alive.
I remember like a group of kids in the neighborhood try to do it, and I think it might have been my mom or her friend, but it was at like the friend's house, dressed up like makeup, and then popped into the window and scared everyone. It was like a girls' slumber party. I just happened to be chilling.
Did you
There.
just happen to get invited?
No, it was like
Whatever.
He got it.
I was
to a
friends
girls'
with the
slumber party.
brother,
Oh, okay.
and I was just there.
Mhm.
We were all like, it was a close neighborhood back then.
I was more scared of Candyman.
Oh,
Candyman.
Man.
You say it 5 times in front of the mirror.
Oof.
I was scared of that.
Did you ever see those movies though?
Yeah.
That made me scared even more of that one.
Yeah. Well, that's,
Speaking of scary stories, the thunder's coming up. Can you hear it on the mic?
yeah, for sure.
Good old Florida.
Yep.
Good
It's
old
gonna-
Tampa. Man.
Literally gonna rain for like 30 minutes and then stop. Watch.
Did you guys do anything that should have gotten you killed as a kid?
Oh, all the time.
Yep.
I ran into like traffic in New York City a few times.
That's
I
dangerous.
used to jump off our 3rd-story balcony in the apartment into the snow.
Wow.
That's
That's-
real dangerous.
And I was we lived there until I was 4, so I was 4 and under.
Jumping
You-
off the
you-
3rd story?
Yeah, you had a lot of confidence in that snow, bro.
Yeah, this is also
Right?
the same place I used to just shit all over the place. So I'm sure they were
Of
just
course.
What did
ready for me to move out.
You were living back then, man.
Yeah. It's a wild child. That's when I lived with my mom.
What,
Like
what,
I
did,
said, or my real mom, my birth mom.
what would you do that, like, you feel like, oh, I shouldn't have survived that?
Let's see. I've gone down like inclines on rollerblades before. Man, I didn't know how to stop on that.
Yeah, that's...
I've been.
Or declines. Or,
I mean, it's inclined depending on which way you're going. It's
yeah.
the same.
So
okay,
yeah.
I just
You get it at least.
Yeah.
Inline skates on a decline.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had
That's
a
the
friend.
scariest?
No, I've actually done some things that I got hit by a car because I crossed like illegally on a
Recently?
bike. No. When I was
When you were younger?
when I was younger, like
I don't think I've ever been hit by
That's
a
why
car.
he's scared of cars, everybody.
That's why he walks everywhere.
I had a friend. We found
maybe.
his dad had an old aviator helmet, like the little leather helmet with the goggles. So he duct taped me to an office chair and put that on me and pushed me down a hill.
That's fun.
I basically hit a rock and then tumbled the entire time down, but I had a helmet on, so.
Yeah, it never works out the way that you think that it would.
No, I thought it was gonna be dope. I thought it was gonna look real cool.
I mean,
Like,
if
it
you
doesn't
were
noise.
able to pull it off, like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the...
Yeah, no, it hit a rock and I just.
You're instantly gonna tumble. Yeah.
So by doing all this stuff, have you guys broken any bones doing it?
Nope.
Doing something stupid? No.
Yeah.
I have not broken a bone that way.
Just sports.
Yeah.
Sports. Never broken a bone. Gotten stitches plenty of times, but I've never broken a bone.
Never
doing
gotten stitches, knock on wood.
I have. Actually,
bash the corner and get
it.
stitches.
It's like, where's this at?
when I was younger, I had some sandals on, and I was like literally kicking rocks. And like I kicked like a piece of glass or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it split my
Jesus.
toe. I was bleeding all through
I
like.
can't.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was,
See.
one time I had four or five stitches on my big toe.
I almost lost my nose to a dog.
Pardon me?
Okay. When I was younger, I never knew.
In a bed.
No, it wasn't even that. It was. I was at my grandfather's house, and I never knew you weren't supposed to wake a
It
sleeping
was
dog.
invited to the poker game.
So when I was laying in front of the dog, because I've always loved animals, so I was laying in front of him. But when he woke up, I scared him. So when he looked and he saw me and I scared him, he chomped down on my face. So they told me when I got the stitches in my nose that I was like a millimeter away from losing my nose.
How old were you?
That was early teens.
Oh, you were old enough to realize what was going on.
Yeah.
You're old enough to know better too. I feel like.
No, but the thing is, I never knew that. Like, I never knew dogs also had night terrors.
I really thought that.
I would have chopped that dog up.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hey.
I really thought that. First, we'll go back to this, but I thought that story was like.
What?
I almost lost my nose. Like I got your nose.
Oh no.
But night terrors.
I've never known
Like-
dogs
like-
outside of night. That's like some. That's like a lyric.
No, I never knew dogs like.
That's a movie.
I never knew like dogs themselves like we dream and we have nightmares, but so do dogs, and they have the same stuff. Like that they have nightmares too. So them seeing me in front of him seeing me in front of his face probably scared the shit out of him.
Oh.
I would imagine. That makes sense.
I thought
Exactly.
I thought you
First
were
thing see
saying
when you wake up in the morning.
you only knew dogs in your night terrors.
Yeah. I thought that's what you were talking
I
about.
didn't know dogs outside of mine.
This is why I own 2 cats. But yeah, I almost lost my nose, in my early teens. So it
I
happens.
can't think of anything like. I know I did stupid stuff as a kid, but I can't think of it
Whoa.
anything like off the top of my head.
Me and my friend, there was like a bad snowstorm, so school got canceled for a couple of days. I went up to his house, we're playing in his backyard, and the kids that lived the street over started throwing snowballs at us. There was like 6 of them, and only the 2 of us. So they're all like making fun of us and shit like that. So we made a plan. We're like, well, we're gonna make like 40 snowballs, and I had one of those giant outdoor freezers in my garage. Like, let's freeze them so that they don't melt. I didn't realize I just turned them into balls of ice. And then we rolled them in snow again, and we waited for the kids to come back around. We started throwing those at them, and like one kid was like bleeding from his eye and shit. Like I didn't realize we basically almost killed these kids,
Jesus.
but they never came back around. So
That's
Show
true.
them a lesson. No come on
Oh.
these
you don't come up on Yarrow.
There's like the
that,
soothing
you know?
rain, but the thunder is pretty loud on this thing.
Really?
Yeah, I just realized
Like how
I parked like a mile away. Because your visitor parking sucks. So I didn't know Shelby's not here. So
Yeah, you guys made a mistake with that.
Oh yeah.
Turn down the low equalizer. See if that helps.
Hold on.
Oh. Jeez. I don't know. Let's see.
Is it better?
Ever again? You've never had stitches
Not
before?
yet.
Really?
I've never had stitches.
I threw a battery at my sister and split her forehead open.
Why'd you throw it?
So, my older sister Katie, was a Texas state wrestling champion. She used to always like pick on me and beat me up. She was 10 years older than me, and so we were downstairs and she was like picking on me and she like had me pinned, was like fucking with me, and I got mad, and when she let go, the closest thing to me was the remote control. And my dad told me I couldn't break the remote control because it didn't belong. He told me the remote control belonged to the cable company. Didn't know that. That's a lie. So I did the next best thing. I popped it double A out and chucked it and hit her right between the eyes.
Ooh.
She just kind of like blinked at me and then like started bleeding. But
Did she have like a concussion or something, or?
I don't know. I was like 5 or 6. All I know is she didn't do it anymore. So
She's afraid of you checking more batteries at her.
Starting to learn something.
You were teaching a lot of lessons.
Anybody fucks with me.
She's gonna toss something at them.
Yeah. You don't come back around anymore, you know?
It's a fair warning.
Yeah.
I guess the like scariest thing I can think of is when a guy chased me in the woods.
Wait. Does it? Wait.
The Slender Man?
No, when I moved when I was younger, same move that I referenced earlier with the Christmas story,
Yeah.
but
Was it when you went to Camp Crystal Lake or whatever?
no, there were some woods in the neighborhood. So me and my stepbrother, and I think it was a friend, would go back in the woods a lot and like explore and like try to find. Just like it was like a huge set of woods. It like lead for miles and miles. So we would always go back there and just explore. And one time we found a farm.
Huh.
And there was like shotgun shells everywhere. And we're like, okay, this is scary. And we were like sitting on like the posts, like the fence of the farm, and we saw this guy on like a motorcycle like in the distance, or like on an ATV. And then all of a sudden we're like, he's coming towards us. So
You're trespassing.
yeah, and like
It's his land.
we waited for a while. We're like, is he coming towards us? I think he's coming towards us. Okay, we should go. And we like ran, and like he was booking it, and like kind of like trying to find us in the woods, and we were hiding in bushes, and like he was driving around, and then like a guy on a motorcycle also came, and they were just trying to find us, and it was like terrifying as a kid. Like we would hide in the bushes, and we would see him like come by and like look, and it was like that Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
scene.
exactly what I was thinking of right there.
It was exactly like that, and yeah, it was scary. I don't know what he would have done. We just know we saw shotgun shells. I don't think he would have used violence against a bunch of children, but at that point of our lives, we didn't know.
I've seen enough movies, so you were gonna get locked up.
Yeah, and maybe there was something going on that farm that we weren't supposed to see. It was in the middle of the woods.
So kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, he was kind of trying to hunt us down, and we
Yep.
ran. It's not as exciting like as
Nah, it's
it's made
crazy.
out to be, but.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't know for a fact he was looking for us, but he would drive around, like stop, look around, and like.
You were trying to find out.
Yeah, we were not taking that risk.
So his flight catch, he caught on. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna run. At least he didn't fight, because, well, I don't know.
In my experience, all you gotta do is dump him with a battery or leave you alone.
I mean, I was like 13, so I feel like I wasn't gonna fight a guy on an ATV. What was I gonna do in that situation?
Yeah. Speaking of scary things, I know you watched Hereditary. What's your movie review?
Oh, we kind of talked about it a couple weeks ago, but I have seen it 2 more times.
It's a good movie, though, at least. We know that.
Yeah.
So, when I said it the last time, I was like, I got scared, I couldn't come home, like, I turned on all the studio lights.
Yeah.
I don't get scared watching it anymore. I'm brave. But the thing is, that movie is so dense that every time I've seen it, I keep on picking up new things, like subtle things, and like the way the director did it is like there's things kind of hidden in the background that he makes you find. Like it's not like, oh, here's a light and like there's something in the background. It's like it's there, no one notices it, and then the scene moves on and no one ever acknowledges it, and it leaves it to you to just be like, holy crap, what is that thing? And it's like, oh, it's still there, like the person needs to get out of there. Then nothing happens.
It's kind of like, what is it, The Strangers? When the whole movie, they just don't know they're there and you can see them.
Yeah,
walk
yeah,
around the
exactly.
back. Yeah.
I had problems with that movie
Yeah.
though. We watched
Yeah.
it recently.
Isn't the second one coming
The
out?
first one?
Movie
Yeah.
marathon, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, my problem was they had superpowers. 100 P's like, you would look through the window, it's like someone like a mile away just staring. They would look away and look back and the person's gone. It's like, these are supposed to be regular people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they're making it very clear.
Very unconvincing.
And and it was like really scary. I remember the first 20 minutes where I was like, oh, this is...
Yeah, the build up in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I'm like, this could be one of the greatest horror movies of all time. I've never seen it. Like, this is going to be like, this is really underrated horror movie, but they didn't change anything up, and it was like the same tricks just kept on like
dragged on.
Losing its appeal. Like, it was like, okay, we can, how many times are we going to do the guy looking in the back? Yeah. Like behind her, like, okay, we've done it 3 times now. Like,
you would see the mask in a dark doorway.
Yeah, it's like how many times we have to do.
You would think at some point though, these people would actually full on find something to beat the shit out of these people. If they're regular people, I would. If then they're trying to kill me, I'm gonna beat the living crap out of them. Cause
shit, Nancy, it's just a joke. You didn't have to hit me with a baseball bat. Fucking bitch.
What would you do if you were in The Strangers? Like, you're in that scenario, what do you do?
I would make sure all my shit's locked.
Get a gun? Locked?
I don't
just give me some 9 volts.
I would probably...
set.
I would probably kill him earlier.
Yeah?
I mean, in that scenario, I would be the stranger.
I was going to say, that's what I was like. Okay.
Well, I feel like the mood's set. Like, let's talk about our favorite horror
Well,
movie.
think about this way. Actually... Coming like right now, the prequel for on July 4th of The Purge is coming out. What would you do during The Purge? Like, would you actually full on kill people, or like would you steal? Like, The Purge is what 24 hours of.
It's like 12 or something.
Anything goes pretty much.
Anything goes. No laws, no police, and anything you do in that time, you won't be.
So what would you do? Like
all of the above.
All of them.
Anything. I would be, like, one of those people in the masks, like, running on the street, like...
AJ would die within the first
yeah.
I would purge. I would purge hard.
I don't know. Like, I don't think I'd like, given an opportunity to do it, would you actually, like, kill people?
Isn't that what this movie is going to be about, of, like... People aren't going through with it as much as they want to.
No, that's like
carry out to kind of
kickstart
things a little bit.
Well, The Purge itself, like, if I've only seen the first two, I didn't see the last one that came out, but I mean the government took advantage of it too because they could, but at the same time, like if you were given the opportunity, would you take that? Like, I don't think I could kill a person if I was given the opportunity to do it because like what's the point?
When did The Purge... I've only watched the first Purge, and I fell asleep during the second Purge. I haven't watched any more Purges. But when did the movie series go from, like, oh, this is a horror movie, to now this is, like, a stance on a stance on America. Like, every trailer plays, like, God Bless America. It comes out on July 4th every year now. Like, when did it go from...
Patriotic.
This, like, Halloween thing to now it's, like... Ooh, this is an American movie.
You know, maybe America is
we're showing this is American horror, which
I think the concept was kind of always there.
Not in the first one.
No, the movie wasn't like that, but the concept itself.
Well, yeah, it's like this. The country is allowing this, but like, they really like in the market. Like maybe the movies aren't like hammered. No, even the most recent one, it was like an election. Like it's all about politics and like America and how did that.
Maybe okay, because America is doing in the movies. America's doing it to decrease overall their population because obviously we're getting overpopulated. But if you know, again, that's probably why like it's only in America that this purge is happening. No other country's doing this thing but us. It's like so.
I think it's funny because the American Horror Story, the last season, did the exact same thing too, where they were kind of building with the election.
And but like they're not making it like. This American, 4th of July tradition. It was like one season. Like,
I'm just saying as far as, like, there is the same kind of concept.
I just feel like every time I see a Purge trailer now, it's like, okay, they're going to play some American song, like, the Star Spangled Banner in, like, minor key to make it sound creepy, while, like, you see politicians on TV going, do your American duty and purge. And it's like, when did this all when did this go down in this series?
I don't know.
I was never really a fan to begin with. I mean, I thought the concept was cool.
I like the concept,
The execution wasn't... it turned to, like, a cliche horror.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
It's suspense, not...
I feel like with the concept, you could do so much And it was just, they went just, okay, it's a cliche, like, people trapped in a house, at least the first one, and people are trying to, like, kill them, and it's like, you can do a lot.
Well, the thing here is,
I like the Rick and Morty episode.
That's my favorite Purge.
Yeah. No, I think movies themselves...
This book. You could have just said no. Now get out of my house.
I think movies themselves are trying to take their own stances. I mean, think about it. Look, you have Saw, but you have 7 of them. I think once a movie becomes popular enough, they're just like, let's continue making this, and especially like The Purge, since it became more popularized, mostly here in America, they're just trying to milk the franchise.
And that's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying, like, I know a horror movie, if it takes off, they're going to make a franchise because it's cheap to make and it makes a ton of money, and you can easily make one a year.
And reuse a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah, you can have, because it probably takes 2 months to film it for like $10 million. You can easily release it every year because it's not a big budget. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, when did they, like, really put their, like, foot on the Americana aspect of it? Like, it's like this is an American horror.
The government is the enemy. It's not just.
Yeah, like, when did all this go down? Maybe, like, I guess I gotta watch my Purges.
Maybe it's just, I don't know, the director's standpoint.
I think it's a hot topic, period. You know, more so now than it has been. So they're using that.
I mean, most people use entertainment nowadays anyways to make their own political and social viewpoints. So, I mean, you can't fault this movie for doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, you know. I think they just I think they're taking a much more stronger approach to the whole, you know, American idea for it. But, I mean...
I like The Witch, I think, is really good.
Witch? I was going to say, what's some other scary movies? The Witch is good. I had to watch it with subtitles.
The one...
I had a hard time.
Yeah, no, I get that. I appreciate the movie for doing that, though.
Because they speak in Old English the entire time.
Oh, boy.
Very authentic to the time of, like, the 1600s. And it's like, I appreciated the movie did it, but I could not understand.
No, I mean, I don't think it was too difficult, but I appreciate, you know, the whole Puritan language. Like, they took the extent of actually taking their time and matching that language up and using that. You know, instead of just giving you some spoon-fed, regular, typical horror movie, they really went out of their way to make sure they brought it to that time.
You know, horror movie I hate, though, but apparently people thought were scary, was Babadook.
I like Babadook.
I like Babadook, too.
I hate that movie. And honestly,
I don't really watch horror movies, so I'm like,
Babadook.
I didn't like that movie at all.
I don't really remember anything from Babadook, but I remember liking it when I watched it.
I just know that I liked it.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you.
Well, like, I mean, with the thing here is though, I mean, look at Halloween's coming back out again, the new one. I mean, I'm kind of happy they brought Jamie Lee Curtis into it again, just to, like, you know, revamp the series. But I'm like,
I just don't like those recycling the same stuff over and over.
Well, I watched this video recently, and it was talking about horror movies, and it's like, we as, like, a society go through, like, trends. So, like, early 2000s was, like, the Saw trend and the Hostel trend, and it was all about, like, gore and, like, guts and trying to just shock you with something, like, that you just see that's crazy. Then, like, whatever decade this is, the teens, like, as we've gotten into the teens, it's been more, the 2010s, it's been more haunted house, like someone in a house and something scary is going. Paranormal activity. Oh, well, also, like, we went through a found footage phase. That was, like, late 2000s.
There was also, like, the old, like The Ring and The Grudge with the whole, like, really using the blue tones and...
But, like, and then we went through the like, Sinisters and Insidious. That's, like, the haunted house, like, something scary's in this house I moved in. Now, the thing I've heard that we're kind of, like, entering the trend is smart horror. Yeah. Where it's, like, The Witch and Hereditary, where it's not these cheap scares. It's, like, an actual well-thought-out movie that happens to be a little scary, where if you're paying attention, it's...
No, like nothing, not about jump scares.
Yeah, it's nothing like in either. I think in Hereditary, there's one thing where something jumps out at you. Yeah. The Witch, I don't think anything jumps out at you at any point of that movie, but it's more just the way it's shot, where you're like something feels creepy about
the atmosphere of the film.
And it's like it has a good story and characters and things like that.
Well, it is time for me to go to work, boys.
Yeah, I think we have to wrap up anyway.
Okay, it'll be a little shorter.
Unless you want to, we can keep on going.
You can take my spot on the couch.
No, I also have to go to work too.
Okay. Well,
who wants to drive me to my car?
I can shuttle. Well, are you parked right here?
Yeah.
Well, hang on. That was the Squad Goals Podcast, episode 10. We're on everything now. Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, you name it, we're on it. You want to listen to the podcast? We can be on SoundCloud. We're not on SoundCloud, but we might be. Yeah. Hey, check us out next week, every Friday. Check it out, Squad Goals Podcast.
We're saturating the market.
Yep. Like, subscribe, and comment, guys.
Like, subscribe.
Hit the little bell.
Hey, if you want to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, that's in the description of anything you're watching right now. Wherever you're watching it, it's on there. We'll see ya.
Right. That about does it.
Oh shit! I still have to get changed too.